Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Kyle here with Family Firearm Reviews. Today we're going to check out a Kimber. Now this isn't the normal Kimber that we're used to, the 1911. This is a 1911 styled firearm. So what this is the Kimber Micro Raptor 380. This comes out of the Kimber Custom Shop. Because it comes out of that nice little custom shop, it comes with quite a high price tag for a little 380. So the price tag on this is $950 MSRP. You can find it for cheaper, and you can find them for a little bit cheaper used if that's the route you want to go. But this is our Kimber, and we're going to dive into the box now. Now, once you get the box open, again, for that price, you're still only getting a cardboard box, which I found kind of funny. Now, you do have your manual, and it is set up like any other manual that you get. It's got a lot of pictures, but these are more drawings rather than photos. So that's kind of the way they're going now, is photos. So Kimber's kind of in the back, but it does have some really easy and nice takedown instructions. They do detail that very well, lots of notes. You know, Kimber's a quality company, and they do give you a quality product out the door. So we've got our little card here to join. Thank you for purchasing your Kimber. Warranty information. We have our NRA. We have some laser grips that will work for the firearm right there that we can order. And then this is about our True Dot night sights that came on the Kimber. So that's pretty nice. It does come in a little carrying case, as you can see here. And we've got our lock in the bottom. So inside of our carrying case, I did get 2 mags with mine. We have our Kimber case. We have the firearm. And we have one 6-round mag. And it does fit flush with that 6-round magazine. And then it did come with a 7-round magazine. It's got that extended base plate too, right? So it is a little magazine pocket here. This is a nice thing here to help you get your firearm to and from the range. It's better than having to go out and buy another little bag to get it to and from the range, especially for the price that we paid. Now, we're going to put the mags off to the side. We are going to show clear. So it does have just a small ejection port, as you can see here. So we'll flip that over, look down in there, look away, look down in there again. There is no round, no magazine, so we are good to go. So let's lock that back. So we are working with a 2.75 inch barrel. So it's just, 2 3/4 of an inch there. Very small barrel, very small firearm. Our overall length is 5.6 inches. Our overall height here is 4.01 inches. So just over 4 inches, and our width is 1.08, which your widest part is going to be your release or your safeties here. As you can see, it's got the 1911 style safeties on the side of the firearm. Now, it is a little heavy with the mag in it. It's running around 13.4 ounces, but it is an all metal firearm, no polymer here today. It does have a trigger pull of around 7 pounds, and it's set that way from the factory. You would think that a 1911 trigger would be a little bit lighter, but it is just a straight pullback aluminum match grade trigger at 7 pounds. So let's check that out right there. As you can see, we have our hammer back. Again, I'll show you clear again. We are clear, no round in the chamber. So we'll get there. We will pull the trigger. You can see you really got to put out on that trigger. We'll check that reset. Pretty crisp reset. And then there's nothing there again because your hammer's back. Very comfortable, no take up, no creep. You're just bang, right back on that trigger. So from the beginning, you do have a little bit of take up, but it's very minimal, as you can see like that. That may be 1/8 of an inch of take up. You can see that little bit of wiggle. And then you're bam, right on that trigger. So it's gonna be a pretty crisp trigger, which is good. It's kind of that 1911 style, but it does have a curve for your finger. And you can see right here, it's got little grooves for you to be able to funnel your finger into the trigger very easily. So I think that's very, very nice. I think it's going to be a great trigger out on the range. Let's discuss some of the features on our Kimber Micro Raptor 380. Now what makes this the Raptor is it does have the custom scale work here, and then we do have the zebra wood grips that have the scales on them with the Kimber logo in the middle, as you can see here. And then we do have those kind of scales across the top, so we don't have any glare when we're out there. This is a silver firearm, so it could be fairly bright, and it could, reflect some light back into our eyes when we're shooting. We do have a set of metal tritium night sights, which are very nice, easy to acquire. You can see there, so they would glow in the dark, which is something you're going to want because this is basically set up for concealed carry. So we do have some texture here on the rear back strap too. You are able to get that nice high bite. As you can see, I don't get a full finger on there when I do get my hand on there. So if I run the smaller 6-round magazine, that is your flush fit. As you can see, again, we're empty. But if I run this 7-round magazine right there, I can get a full grip, full purchase. But again, you have 7+1. So the max you could run with this is 8 rounds. Now you do have your thumb safety on this side. And on that side, we have our slide stop, slide release here on the firearm, just like a 1911 would. And then we do have our mag release here. The mag release just kind of pops them out. It doesn't really shoot them. You know what I mean? So if it's up, it's going to push them out a little bit. If you do look on the front on this one, oh, shot that one right out. There are stripping. There's a little lip here where if you needed to, you could strip this out if it ever got stuck. There is a little lip on that 7-rounder. And then you have that same style lip that actually kind of fits flush in there. So you'd have to pull on this base plate because this, where that lip fits, this actually takes up that space. So we have a skeletonized hammer on the back, which looks very nice. It's set right with that beaver tail. Because you'll have to carry this cocked and locked because this is a single action only trigger. So it has to be back for you to fire it. As you can see right there, safety on. And something I thought was neat was you can cycle and unload this like that with the safety on. But if you were to take it, drop the hammer, put the safety on, it does not allow you to cycle that slide at all. So that's another safety feature. If you had it cocked and locked and you were ready to go, but you wanted to, you know, remove a round from the chamber or something like that, you could simply, you know, drop your magazine, and then you were able to, with the safety still engaged, pull that out and drop that round out of the chamber. So that's a nice feature. It's a really great safety feature for this. And the gun fits really comfortable in your hand. I mean, we like 1911 style firearms. That's where a lot of competition guns are based off of. And this is just a really shrunken down 1911. Downside, it does have a very small trigger guard. So if you're wearing gloves, if you have larger hands, right? I don't have very big hands, but you can see there's not a ton of room here. There's not a super high undercut here. The beaver tail is nice in the rear. You can get a good grip, but there's no texture on the front and then no rail. You know, this isn't set up tactically to have a rail on the front of the firearm. We also do not have a cocking shelf like some of the newer sights do. So if you do, you know, go down, you're gonna have to rack this always like that, or from the rear, slingshotting it forward, right? There are no front serrations, but I can still grab this and manipulate it. And if I were to drop that hammer, it is a lot harder to do, right? Because you have to cock the whole action. I'm not able to really grip it as easily. I can push it, still get it. There are no real texture up there, but you can squeeze this little guy pretty easily when you're up there and you really have a hold of the firearm. So now we're just going to disassemble the firearm. It's pretty easy. It's just, again, simple like some of our 1911s. We're going to pull this back until we line up here. Pull this out, pull our takedown pin out. We are going to allow it to slide forward, right? And you can see the extractors here. And then we have a non-captured recoil spring, just like a 1911. And then it does have a bottom. That side is going to face in towards your barrel when you do have that. So when you put it back together, it's important that you take a look at that and note that. We have our barrel with our barrel lug in there. Very nice barrel. We have a polished feed ramp. You can see that when we have it together, everything fits nice and snugly. Nice little slide. No real slide cuts in there to reduce the weight. So, but it's a nice looking firearm. It's a very heavy, comfortable firearm. I think it would be easy to carry. It doesn't have a lot of weight all day. And that's what we're going to do next after we put this back together is check our weights. So, now that we have taken it apart, go ahead, we're going to put it back together. We are going to take our barrel, put it into our slide, push it all the way back. Now remember, this has to face down, so when we do that, we need to take this little kind of crescent moon, half moon shape, put our spring on, get it out here, get it all compacted. Make sure we don't slide that barrel forward, because if you slide the barrel forward and it goes out, it's going to make it harder for you to get your recoil spring in. So we'll push that through. Make sure we get that in there like that. It's snug. It's flush on the front there. Everything looks good in the top half. Now we're going to slide them back together. So what we've got to do here is we just slide it right on the frame rails. Line those up. Geez, oh man, I can't line them up today. There you go. And then right here, we want to push our extractor down. Slide the slide over top. And then what we want to do is line up our barrel lug hole. Right? We want to make sure that we get it through the right hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop that in there. And then we're going to pull this back to this portion here. Slide it in. We've got our slide stop slide release in there. And then we always want to check for function. But before we do that, we want to also, again, verify we are unloaded. Check our chamber. So look in there twice, finger check. And then we're going to point in a safe direction. Firearms back together. And functioning. So that's our little table talk deep dive into the Kimber Micro Raptor 380. A nice high price tag for a nice custom built firearm. It's made here in the USA. It's got that nice aluminum lower, very comfortable shooting firearm, and just like all Kimbers, it's got a break-in period. So be wary of that. It's not something you're going to want to slap right in your pocket. You want to take it out to the range, as you should every time. Run a lot of rounds through it and get comfortable and proficient with this before you carry it and make it something that you're going to rely your life on. So let's dive into the weights on our Kimber. We're going to check one with the 6-round and the 7-round mag, and we'll simulate one in the chamber just to see what the carry weight would be all day if you were carrying this. So let me load those mags up, I'll get the scale set up, and we'll be right back. So first, we're going to check out our unloaded weight. Again, firearm is unloaded, no magazine. We're going to insert the 6-round magazine and see how that weighs. So we are running a weight of 14.4 ounces. So that's not too heavy. We said it was going to be 13.4. It's actually an ounce heavier than that. So let's drop that mag and see if that was the ounce we were getting right there. Yep, 13.1. So that's pretty close. You add the mag, so that's the weight without the mag. Now with the 7-round mag unloaded, we're going to drop that on there. We're weighing 14.6 pounds. So that's pretty close, right? So you're still sub a pound with this all metal firearm. So let's load both those up and get a weight with one in the chamber. So here we are with our unloaded firearm again. As you can see, nothing in the chamber, no mag inside. So we are going to drop the 6-rounder in first. I'm going to stick that on the scale. We're not going to put one in the chamber, but we will put one on the side. And what we do have in there are the Winchester 95 grain ammo right there. So with a fully loaded mag of 6 plus 1, so 7 full rounds, you're running 1 pound, 0.8 ounces. So you're just over a pound with that flush fit magazine, one in the chamber. So we will drop that. We will stick the 7-rounder in, give us an extra round. So we're going to have 8 rounds in the firearm there. Leave our 1 on there. Sit that on there. You're running 1 pound, 1.3 ounces. So if I did that right, I'm pretty sure we're only gaining 0.3 ounces, really. 1 pound, 0.8 ounces, and then 1 pound, 1.3 ounces. So it's a little bit more than that. But that's a pretty comfortable carry weight all day. Now it is a single stack, single action firearm. So you are going to have to carry it cocked and locked if you do carry it out there. That is something you are going to have to take into consideration. So I'm going to get these off to the side. I'm going to show that that was unloaded. I'm going to sit this right here. Put that one back in the box. And I hope you guys like this. Down below there are some links if you'd like to go ahead and check those out. We have a Patreon. We have a merch shop. We have a Facebook. We have an Instagram. And we have some Reddits. We'd love for you guys to join there and talk to us on there and share some of your experiences and share some of your photos. All right. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching our video. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. If you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Comment below. We want to hear from you. Get more content for family firearm reviews by joining our Patreon and checking out the links in the